Pride won't let me do it. This is Conversations with Cousin Carlie, episode 7. Hi, my name is Shayna Singleton, aka the Herpes Goddess, and I'm the founder of Herpes Can Never. And this is Conversations with Cousin Carlie. Cousin Carlie?
It's Rising. My name is Carlie or Carlie Rock. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Today we're talking about pride. And I wanted to share with you my little pride story that I have. I have this like pride wall about this thing. It might be 6 feet thick of me not letting me ask people for help. I get myself in this bubble where I need help and I just won't reach out, and I will struggle until I figure it out and make it work for myself. When I have people around me who love me, who will be willing to help me, and I just can't break down. Not that I can't, I won't break down the wall to ask the necessary questions that I need to ask. And, recently, I found myself in a position where I wanted to ask my parents if I could stay with them for maybe a year at most, so that I can get my ducks in a row, get my finances together, get some savings, clean my credit up, get my life right. And I couldn't find it in me to ask. I was literally going to put myself again in a position where I can't elevate, and I was just going to stay stagnant. But instead, they brought the offer to me, and I found myself bursting in tears. And I'm just like, and I'm talking about my pride. Well, I'm like, I don't know why I just can't ask for help. Just being thankful and vulnerable. And this is the first time I think my parents ever see me in that light. But it felt good just to get that part out. Like, I don't know why I can't ask for things. I don't know what's going on. I need to work through that. But it's self-sabotage at its finest. Sometimes our pride can be a good thing, and then sometimes it can be a bad thing as well.
Absolutely. I've been there before. First of all, I think that's natural across the board, especially as you get older. You know what I'm saying? You would think some people might watch this and be like, your parents, not even your parents, but sometimes these are the people you, more than anyone else, you want to know that you are independent. You are safe, secure, can take care of yourself, not dependent on them. You know what I mean? Not a child anymore. And so sometimes that's the hardest people to be able to bring a need to is your parents, because these are the people who might worry for you the most, or might struggle with the fact that maybe their child is not 100% independent, or as independent they thought they were, or would raise them to be, or whatever. I've had struggles with pride like my whole life when it comes to the biggest thing, just like you, is asking for help, especially when it's time to get things done, like in my business. Even sometimes in my personal life, asking for advice, like someone's, just a perception, not even anybody to tell me what to do, but just the perception of like, do you think this is a good decision for me? Sometimes I'm learning just to trust myself, but sometimes I know that I could use someone who's more knowledgeable, and I still won't go. And so recently I started to break down why that is, but I wanted to talk to you about, like, since you, accepted the offer, like, did that change anything for you?
A weight went off of my shoulder. Of course, I knew it was gonna come off of my shoulder. I knew I was placing this weight on myself. I'm just happy that they initiated. But another thing for me is, like, I still wasn't able to break that wall down. So what happens if this happens again? You know what I'm saying? I need to, even if it's my business or networking or an opportunity that comes by, we can miss those opportunities that are like major in our lives if that pride wall is sitting there in front of me. So I'm like, what do I do? What exercises can I do to break this down? I don't know what's going on.
It's funny. I had a coaching call about that before, And it was for someone who literally, and it's usually the same thing, would never ask anybody for anything, but was the go-to person for everyone, for everything.
Yeah.
And that's usually the balance. But I think that's because the person who gets asked a lot understands a certain point where it becomes burdensome.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to do that even in a smaller scale to other people. But the one, after a long conversation, obviously, and some different conversations that we had, I end up saying, like, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
You got to start asking everybody for everything.
Yeah.
Start asking everybody for everything, even if it's something tiny. Even if it's something tiny, but you have to exercise your body or get your body used to actually doing it. Sitting down, and if it's a small need, I said, even if it's a small favor, you want somebody to go take a walk to the store with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to have to do that trek alone. Start asking. Begin asking for things. One more thing, though, that I identified about myself is the pride that I feel to not ask for certain things or to not want to be seen in a certain light, to not have certain parts of my business be privy to a certain people, is about maintaining a certain identity.
Okay.
So sometimes me asking for help or me being prideful is protecting this identity that I think has been beneficial to me for such a long time. Sometimes people give you more respect. You know what I'm saying? People have more trust in you. They have more faith in you. They talk about you in better light than others if they feel like you're someone who's naturally independent, not burdensome to anyone, and capable. And these are certain things that I said since I was little, I always wanted to be these type of things. So now as I'm growing up, I'm like, anytime something looks like I'm not going to be that, I might just be silent. I might struggle in silence for a year.
That's me.
When I could get help and do something in 3 months. But after that year, when I pop out with it and everybody's like, ooh, it feels good for me. Cause I'm like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to ask anybody for anything. Meanwhile, I struggled through 9 months of it,
Yeah.
you know? So I think a big part of that too is identity, is who are you and who do you think you are? Who are you trying to be? That maybe your pride is trying to protect.
I'm so happy you had said that, because I just had a big old aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
It is my parents, you know what I'm saying? And it's me. I've already cultivated this whole life for myself. And then I made the major switch to not do everything I said I was going to do this whole other thing and start a whole new life. And it's me needing myself, you know, that I did it and I did this on my own, and you guys were wrong, and I don't need nobody's help type of feeling. So you really did just hit the nail on the head for me, and I had this big old grin, like, aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
You Carlie. Hold on. Yes, Niall. I love you too, buddy.
Oh, he's still there.
He went over there. So, but the growth for me was when they did say something, you know, and presented that offer. It was me bursting out in tears, just kind of accepting it and like, thank you. And yes, I need your help. It was the vulnerability that I've never given before. Like older version of me would have declined.
Yeah.
This newer version of me was like, yes.
Thank God you asked.
I'm so happy because I was preparing myself too, and I didn't know how to do it. And I felt relieved. And then I also felt closer to them. Hold on. Niall's doing his video blogging on his tablet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you was vlogging right now. My bad.
High rising now.
Ooh, the attitude. Be
your own specific, Mom.
Be your own kids. Now go upstairs. Be your own kids.
All the time.
But I did feel better. I felt like I was growing. I grew in that moment. I know there's some areas I need to work on, but I feel relieved. So yeah, thank you, cousin.
You're welcome.
What is this? Why am I doing this? Why am I? Because it's self-sabotage. Sometimes pride, it don't have to be looked at so negatively. Pride can be pride in your culture, in your ethnicity,
Right.
pride in your family, pride in how you show up as a person or as a parent. But pride can also be self-sabotage too, depending on how it shows up in your life. Older me, younger me, I used to be prideful in how people talk to me, like talk to me anyway. You can't punk me. You can't, just say anything and don't think I'm not going to say something back or be ready to fight. That's bad pride, okay? That's self-sabotage pride. If you're listening, and the pride that I discussed earlier with not being able to ask for help, that's also self-sabotage. But then pride can be good too, because I took that same pride and I put it into my peace as well. And I'm very prideful with that. So now it's kind of like when someone's coming for me, I'm like, you can't take me out of my peace. I'm not gonna let this person, make me react or make me act like they're acting. And when I do find myself coming out of my peace and I do find myself reverting to bad habits, maybe yelling and arguing and screaming and having an adult tantrum too, I'm quickly like, damn, Shay, how did you get back into this space? You worked so hard to come out of this space. You worked so hard not to be this person. And yet this person popped back up. What happened? And I don't know. I don't know where I was going. My mind just went.
Sometimes what I kind of heard from what you were saying is in all of these different scenarios, we sometimes use pride as a way of, or our pride serves as protection. So it could protect the beautiful things that we love about ourselves, the things that we don't want to admit about ourselves, or the things that we don't want to show others. Pride could be, you know what I mean? So the connotation sometimes is negative, but it's there to serve a purpose, to help us stay protected in certain things and stand firm in certain parts of our identity. Yes. Right. And so sometimes you can present yourself with pride. Like when you mentioned ethnicity, I was thinking about the fact that when I went to a private school, it was mostly predominantly all white. There was only a couple Black girls there. And my pride within my race and my ethnicity, certain things I would like that everybody else was doing, I'd be like, nah, it's not for me. Why? Because it didn't go with the identity of the culture that I was raised in, the community I was from, my race. It didn't go with it. So to protect that and to make sure that everybody looking at me knew where I stood, I was like, nah. Like my pride, when they say pride won't let me do it, I'm not participating in that, because I can't. I'm not going to be able to go back to my community and say what I did. It's not going to fit. So I think sometimes it's the protection that we have, but sometimes we have to look at what's already secure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some things that are already secure don't need extra protection. Just do it. You know what I mean? It'll still be there even if you ask for this, even if you say that you cannot.
I think if I take anything from this conversation and I were to journal about pride, it would be the minute I'm feeling prideful or feeling my pride is stopping me from doing something that I want to do, I'm going to ask myself, what identity am I trying to protect? What am I trying to protect? So if I take anything from this conversation, I'm taking that from you.
Yes.
I appreciate you, cousin.
You're welcome. I appreciate you.
I love you, cousin.
You too.
If you guys are watching this Conversations with Cousin episode, comment down below some things that you're prideful about, some things that your pride stopped you from getting or achieving or asking. Has your pride stopped you from doing something? And what identity are you projecting? I would love to hear what y'all have to say in the comments below. We love you because I love you. Peace, love,
I
and light.
love you.